Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another show of El Camerino Deportivo, First in Sports. Today's show will be about everything that happened on the 10th of March 2026 of the WBC. Japan defeated the Czech Republic 9-0 live from the Tokyo Dome. We also saw that Israel defeated Netherlands 62 in Lone Depot Park in Miami. Then we saw Canada defeat Puerto Rico 3-2 in Ram Bithorn Stadium. Then we saw Italy shock USA 8-6 in Falcon Park from Houston, Texas. Then tomorrow's games will be Canada against Cuba from Ram Bithorn Stadium in Puerto Rico. Then we see Italy versus Mexico from Falcon Stadium Park in Houston, Texas. Then we will see Dominican versus Venezuela from Lone Depot Park. But now I will be telling you guys everything that happened in those games. I'll give you a summary of the first game. Japan won 9-0 in the 8th inning. Wakatsu doubled to right. Sato scored on a throwing error by the right fielder, Escala. That made the game 1-0. Then we saw Shudo hit a homer to right center. Wakatsu scored and Kozono scored. Then we saw in the same 8th inning, Maki walked. Nakamura scored. Morishita to second. And Makari to third. And then in the 8th inning, once again, we saw Murakami, the newest acquisition by the White Sox, homering to center, a 425 feet foot home run, with Makihara, Morishita, and Maki scoring for Team Japan to defeat Czech Republic 9-0. Then we saw Netherlands get ousted by Israel 6-2. They scored 2 runs in the bottom of the first. I'm talking about Netherlands. 1 for Israel in the second inning. Then we saw 5 runs by Israel in the 6th inning. But first, I will be talking about how Netherlands scored their 2 runs in the first inning. Bogarts grounded into fielder's choice to second. Jones scored, and Rafaela went to second. Then Gregorius hit a sacrifice fly to left, and Rafaela scored. Then we saw in the second inning, Gloff doubled to right, and Mendinger scored to make it 2-1. Shrek singled to right, and Horwitz scored, and Stubbs went to second. That made the game 2-2 in that 6th inning. Then we saw Giloff singled to left. Carrick scored, and Shrek scored, and Mendinger to second. This was in the 6th inning. That gave a lead to Israel of 4-2. Then Mervis doubled to left. Giloff and Mendinger scored, making the score 6-2. And that was the summary of what happened in that game. Then we saw at Ram Bithorn Stadium, Canada shocked Puerto Rico. In the first inning, Puerto Rico scored In the bottom of the first single by Arenado, Torres scored and Ramos was thrown out at third base. Tyler O'Neill walked and scored and had Clark score, Josh Naylor to second, and Julian to third. That tied the game in the third inning. Then we saw Black walked, Julian scored, O'Neill to second, Naylor to third, 2-1. Then we saw Toro singling at the fourth inning to right, and Casey scored, making it 3-1 in the fourth inning. Then Maldonado grounded out to second, with Arenado scoring and Rosario going to third, giving the final score of 3-2, Puerto Rico losing against Canada. Then I will be talking about the summary of Team USA versus Italy. We saw Italy scoring in the top of the second inning with Teal homering to left with a 347 feet of a home run, with making a lead of 1-0. Then Antonacci homered to right center in the second inning once again, 403-foot home run. Caglioni scoring as well, making it 3-0. Then in the top of the fourth, Caglioni homered to right, and Teal scoring it, making it 5-0. Antonacci grounded into a fielder's choice to the pitcher. Diazzo scored on a throwing error by the pitcher, Keller. Caglioni to third, Antonacci to second, making the game 6-0 in the sixth inning. And in the sixth inning, once again, in the top of it, Nori hit a sacrifice fly to right, and Caglioni scored. Antonacci to third, making it 7-0. And Antonacci scored on a wild pitch by Keller, making it 8-0. This is where the U.S. tries to make a comeback, where Gunnar Henderson hit a 414-foot home run in the bottom of the sixth inning. Then Pete Crow Armstrong hit a homer, 377-foot homer to right, and Goldschmidt and Turang both scored alongside with Pete Armstrong to make it 8-4. Then we saw Roman Anthony singling in the eighth inning to score Schwarber, and Smith went to third, but they did not capitalize on it. Then, in the bottom of the ninth, Pete Crow Armstrong homered once again to right, 402-foot homer, ending the game a total of 8-6. Now, I will be telling you guys about the standings so far of the pools. Right now we see in Pool A, Puerto Rico has 3-1 with a total of 15 runs scored, 7 allowed, for a differential of +8. And then we see Cuba, they have 2-1 with 11 runs scored, 9 allowed, a +2 differential. And then Canada 2-1 with 14 runs scored, 8 allowed, and a +6. Then Pool B, we see Italy 3-0 with 23 runs for, 10 allowed, a difference of +13. Then we see United States 3-1, 35 runs for, 17 against. The difference is 18. Then we see Mexico 2-1 with a total of 27 runs, 7 runs allowed, and 20 is the differential. Then I will be talking about Japan in Pool C. United States is in Pool B, and Puerto Rico is in Pool A. Japan already advanced. They have 4-0 with a total of 34 runs for a total of 9 allowed, a differential of plus 25. Then we saw Korea finish with 2-2 with 28 runs scored, 19 against, which were allowed for a total of 9 plus 9. Keep in mind, Korea finished second with a 2-2 record. Japan finished first with 4-0 record. Then I will be talking about Pool D. Venezuela has 3-0. They take on the Dominican Republic tomorrow in a battle of undefeateds. Venezuela has 21 runs, 5 runs allowed for a differential of 15 runs. Dominican has 3 victories, 0 defeats, 34 runs, 5 allowed for a plus 29. I have a strong feeling that the Dominican will be first place, then we'll see Venezuela. So, tell me, what are you guys thinking about Spain? Are you surprised so far? Tomorrow's the last day. This will be something interesting what we will see in the final game. Who will get in? Puerto Rico, Cuba, or Canada? Who will get in that bracket? Who will get in USA? Get in the next March 11, 2028, we will get all these answers. If you want to know what happens in those games, please tune in to El Camerino Deportivo, First in Sports Square, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook.